Here are the top 4 types of intellectual property that your business needs to understand. IP category number 1, trade secrets. This is the most misunderstood type of intellectual property. Trade secrets are any type of confidential proprietary information that gives your business a competitive advantage. Now that sounds like a very broad definition because it covers a whole bunch of different types of stuff. So it can protect anything from things like formulas, recipes, algorithms, internal processes, things like customer lists, pricing strategies, manufacturing methods, designs, know-how, inventions. It can also protect marketing and sort of business strategies. Trade secrets can be very valuable for your company, and registration is not required to get trade secret protection. The other thing to keep in mind is that trade secret protection can last potentially forever as long as that secret stays secret. Once the trade secret is sort of out in the public domain, protection is gone. So keeping the trade secret secret is paramount to maintaining that trade secret protection. The other thing to keep in mind is trade secret protection doesn't prevent a competitor from buying that product and then taking it apart and reverse engineering, figuring out what the trade secret is, and then employing it in their competitive product. So what it does prevent, misappropriation, which means things like corporate espionage, and probably the most important one and most often one is your employees leaving the company. It prevents them from telling that competitor those trade secrets that they may or may not have learned while they're an employee of the company. Here's a tip. Like most things in life, when it comes to trade secrets, what matters more your actions, not your words. A trade secret isn't secret just because you say it is. It's doing the types of things that a company should be doing to keep it secret. Using things like non-disclosure agreements, having employees sign confidentiality agreements, having things like access control, such that only those folks who need to know the trade secret have access to the trade secret. And then also having internal policies and employee handbooks that deal with trade secrets, again, making sure that those who need to know, and those who don't need to know, don't know. Turning to IP category number 2, copyrights. So copyrights protect original works of authorship fixed in a tangible medium. But what does that even really mean? No one actually talks like that. Copyrights protect creative works that have actually been created. It doesn't protect ideas that are simply floating around in your head. You need to have actually written the book in order to get protection. So things that copyrights cover. In addition to your sort of traditionally known types of copyrighted works like books, photographs, videos, copyrights also protect things like website content, marketing copy. They also protect software code. So if you're a software company and you're writing new proprietary code, copyright is the protection for you. Key point for copyright protection is that it's automatic. As soon as you create that new thing, whether you write the book, create the song, write that presentation, write the software code, you actually get copyright protection right then and there. Copyright is protecting most of the assets that your business creates. Those assets add value to your business. So register your most valuable copyrights. Registration is not required in order to have a copyright, but it is required in order to enforce it. Copyrights are also the most efficient and cost-effective type of IP registration there is, and protection can last the rest of your life. IP category number 3, trademarks. Trademarks protect your brand. They are a source identifier to distinguish your goods and services from those of your competitors. They include things like your business name, slogans, logos, product names. They can even protect things like packaging, sounds like a jingle, or color on a bottom sole of a women's shoe. So the point of a trademark is to prevent customer confusion. It's meant to make it such that your customers aren't confused that when they buy your product, they aren't buying someone else's product, or vice versa. And they also stop copycats from making similar products and marking them with similar marks and being able to ride off your coattails of the goodwill of the quality of the products that you've built up in the marketplace. Trademarks also can build long-term brand value for your company. Your company may sell one product this year and a different product the next year. but the trademark of your company will stay the same year to year. The customer can associate that brand even though the products may have changed. Important to know when it comes to trademarks. Trademarks protect the source identifier of goods and services. They don't protect the goods and services themselves, which means that a competitor can sell a similar product to yours with a different mark, and it's okay. But they can't sell a similar product with the same mark as yours. That's the problem. When it comes to choosing a trademark, if you've got a new product line or you're starting a new company or you've got a new spin-off and you need to come up with a new trademark, a new brand, you want to come up ideally with a stronger trademark than a weaker one. When it comes to trademark strength, it's measured on a spectrum from weak, being generic, to strong, being distinctive or fanciful or arbitrary. So when I say generic, think of words that describe the products you're selling. If you're selling tissues, your trademark is really good tissues, it's a very weak mark. But if your trademark has nothing to do with the products you're selling, think things like Verizon, Apple, Microsoft. Those products, those names, they actually have nothing to do with the products that are being sold. The thoughts in your mind that come into your head when you hear those marks are based on the goodwill they've built in the industry, based on sort of the history of the things they've sold and your knowledge of that, rather than the description of what those words mean. Because oftentimes they have no meaning or they have no relationship to the actual products that are being sold. IP category number 4, patents. Patents protect inventions, and they are in essence a deal with the government. In return for disclosing your invention to the government, you get a limited monopoly for a certain period of time to stop others from making, using, selling, offering for sale that patented invention. So they give you exclusive rights to exclude others, and it's for a limited time. For utility patents, it's 20 years. For design patents, it's 15 years. And during that time period, you have what's called a negative right and can stop others from doing certain things that are disclosed or claimed in your patent. They're also important because they can block competitors from copying your invention regardless of how they came up with it. And this is where it's different from trade secrets. So when it comes to patents, if your competitor buys your patented product, reverse engineers it, builds it the same way, and sells it, they're infringing your patent. Likewise, if they, without reference to your invention, develop a product on their own, make it and sell it, or import it, or have others make it, they're still infringing, even though they had no idea, no knowledge, or no use or reference to your patent invention. The patent gives you the right to stop others, regardless of sort of how they came up with it. The other thing to keep in mind with patents is, frankly, they can increase the value of your business. And there's also licensing opportunities with them. Because you have the ability to stop others from making, using, and offering for sale, well, third-party competitors may be interested in saying, well, I want to make that product too, and I'll pay you a licensing fee in return from being able to get a license to that patent and then not infringe it. Here's the trade-off though when it comes to patents. Different from trade secrets need to stay secrets. Well, patents need to be made public. And they also take quite a bit of time and treasure to get. Potentially 2 to 3 years from drafting a patent application to getting it issued, that's when it's enforceable, and quite a bit of money in legal fees to get one. So use patents strategically to protect what actually drives revenue in the business. Every successful company uses more than one type of intellectual property. Understanding the different types and knowing which tool fits your business best is a good first step in making sure that intellectual property is used strategically. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.